हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू सफलता क्लास 19। आज हमारी 19 क्लास है। इससे पहले की सारी क्लासेस प्लेलिस्ट में से जाकर आप ले सकते हो। आज जो है हम दो डिक्टेशंस लिखने वाले हैं, एक जनरल मैटर है और एक लीगल मैटर है। दोनों डिक्टेशंस को हम 110 से ऊपर ही लिखेंगे आज, 110 से नीचे नहीं जाएगी स्पीड। 110 से ऊपर लिखने की आज आप कोशिश करिए, जिससे आप एग्जाम के लिए अच्छे से प्रिपेयर्ड रहें। सो स्टार्ट करते हैं फर्स्ट डिक्टेशन से। इसके अलावा आपको कोई भी क्वेरी हो तो आप मुझे पर्सनली टेलीग्राम पर पूछ सकते हो। मैंने काफ़ी लोगों से बात करी है पर्सनली टेलीग्राम पर, उनको जो भी इश्यूज होते हैं मैं वहाँ पर उनके जवाब देने की पूरी पूरी कोशिश करता हूँ। तो आप लोग भी मुझे पर्सनली टेलीग्राम पर कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हो। सो स्टार्ट करते हैं फर्स्ट डिक्टेशन से। गेट रेडी, 3, 2, 1, स्टार्ट। सर, I confess to a sense of pride that it has been given to me to sponsor this bill. It is a great step forward in social legislation. As I said at the time I introduced the bill, this may be only the first step towards attainment of the objective of a uniform civil code contemplated in Article 44 of the Constitution. I recognize that the bill lacks the element of compulsion. It is only permissive measure which enables any two persons being citizens of India to marry according to its provisions. Sir, I am one of those who believe that social reforms cannot and should not be forced upon a community by compulsory legislation. Legislation, in my humble opinion, is not a fit instrument of social reform except to a limited extent. Changes must come from within by a process of natural evolution and cannot be imposed by external authority. Sir, I will just give an example. Take the Widow Remarriage Act, which was passed as far back as 1856. That act declared that its object was to remove all obstacles to the marriage of Hindu widows, and that such removal would tend to promote good morals and public welfare. But sir, what do we find? How many cases have there been where people have taken advantage of the facilities provided by this legislation? Of course, no society can remain static, it must move on, but it is only when, in the course of its progress, changes have taken place and have been accepted by the community. It should be the normal function of law to intervene at that stage and stabilize such progress. I shall again illustrate my point. Take the question of marriageable age of Hindu girls. Under the Shastras, it was considered very meritorious to marry a girl at the tender age of 9. Now we know, as a result of many forces, as a result of economic conditions, and as a result of education, nobody would think of marrying a girl at the age of 9. Today, 16, 17, 18, or 19 years is regarded as the normal age for marrying a girl. Now, sir, if it is proposed that legislation should be introduced raising the marriageable age, nobody would subject, and this will be quite in consonance with actual conditions. But suppose at the time when 9 years was regarded as the proper age for marriage, and suppose that was the age prescribed by ancient law, if you had tried to impose a higher age, there would have been repulsion to it, and society would not have accepted the change which otherwise it might have agreed to do. Take again, for instance, the other question, that of monogamy or bigamy. Bigamy is permitted by orthodox Hindu law, but we all know that bigamy has almost completely gone out of fashion, so to say. The normal rule now is monogamy. Therefore, sir, if you now make monogamy a rule of law, there would not be and cannot be any serious objection. That is, in my humble judgment, the way legislation should be invoked for the purpose of tackling the questions of social reform. Sir, in other words, what I say is this, that in enacting legislation of this kind, it is bad policy not to put it higher, to try to force the pace. There are many spheres of life and activity where we will not attempt such a course. Stop. सो ये फर्स्ट डिक्टेशन कंप्लीट हो गया है. इसकी स्पीड 115 के अराउंड थी. आई होप आप लोगों ने लिख लिया होगा. इतने दिनों से अगर हम 110 पर लिख रहे हैं, आप लोग अच्छे से लिख पा रहे हो, तो ये भी आपसे लिखा गया होगा. और इसमें कुछ वर्ड्स जो थे वो मैरिज से रिलेटेड थे, और मैरिज से रिलेटेड मैटर हमने एक पहले भी लिख रखा है. तो आप, आई होप आपको ये समझ में आ गया होगा. अब जो है हम दूसरा डिक्टेशन लिखने वाले हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले आप 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लीजिए. इस मैटर को अच्छे से देख लीजिए, इसमें जो भी छूटा है उसको रिवाइज करिए, उसको चेक करिए, उसके बाद सेकंड मैटर लिखिए. सेकंड मैटर लीगल होने वाला है. सो स्टार्ट करते हैं. गेट रेडी. 3, 2, 1 स्टार्ट. नंबर ऑफ अदर सबमिशंस have been made by the learned senior advocate appearing on behalf of the appellant on merits of the application submitted by the private respondent herein for further investigation under section 173 CRPC. However, for the reasons stated herein below, and as the main special criminal application against the order passed by the learned Chief Judicial Magistrate rejecting an application submitted by the private respondent herein for further investigation under the aforesaid section is pending consideration by the High Court, we do not propose to go into the merits of the application submitted by the private respondent herein for further investigation. Shri Maninder Singh, learned senior advocate appearing on behalf of the appellant, has also heavily relied upon Rule 51 of the Gujarat High Court Rules 1993 in support of his submissions that as per the rule, all parties to the proceedings from which the appeal or application arise shall be made the parties to the appeal or application. It is submitted that therefore also, and as the appellant herein was a party to the criminal case number 853 of 2001, in fact the private respondent herein ought to have impleaded the appellant in the special criminal application. The present appeal is vehemently opposed by the private respondent herein as well. The learned advocate appearing for the state of Gujarat, it is vehemently submitted that in an application under section 173 CRPC for further investigation with respect to one another accused, namely Shri Bhaumik, the appellant has no locus, as the appellant as such is already charge sheeted and the trial against him is going on. It is submitted that in the special criminal application, the private respondent herein has challenged the order passed by the learned Chief Judicial Magistrate rejecting the application under this section, which was basically made with respect to one another accused Shri Bhaumik, as he has not charge sheeted the appellant herein cannot be said to be as necessary or proper party. It is submitted that even the appellant also cannot be said to be an affected party, even if the special criminal application is allowed and the application for further investigation under section 173 CRPC against Shri Bhaumik is allowed. it is further submitted that being a proposed accused, even he has no locus or say that this stage for further investigation. It is also submitted that therefore the High Court has rightly refused to implead the appellant as a party respondent in the petition filed by the private respondent herein. The learned advocate appearing on behalf of the state of Gujarat has also opposed the present appeal as well as the application submitted by the appellant herein before the High Court and vehemently submitted that the appellant being one of the co-accused who is already charge sheeted and against whom the trial was proceeded further has no locus or say in the petition filed by the private respondent herein, as even otherwise the appellant cannot be said to even the affected party while submitting the application under section 173 CRPC. No relief is sought against the appellant and the relief is sought for one another co-accused, namely Shri Bhaumik, who is yet not charge sheeted. At the outset, it is required to be noted that the present proceedings arise out of the application submitted by the private respondent herein seeking further investigation under section 173 CRPC against the one who is yet not charge sheeted. Stop. So guys, ये लीगल मैटर था, 115 WPM पर था. आई होप आप लोगों ने लिख लिया होगा. इसके अंदर बहुत सारे ऐसे वर्ड्स थे जो हमने अभी तक लिख लिए हैं. तो अगर आप अभी तक क्लासेस को अटेंड करते आ रहे हैं तो आपको उसका बेनिफिट दिखने लग गया होगा. अब जो है हम फ्रेजेस लिखने वाले हैं. फ्रेजेस पहले जनरल लिखेंगे, उसके बाद में लीगल लिखेंगे. सो स्टार्ट करते हैं. गेट रेडी. 3, 2, 1 स्टार्ट. विडो, रीमैरिज, विडोअर, सेकेंड मैरिज, सोसाइटी, स्टिग्मा, ट्रेडिशन, कस्टम्स, एम्पावरमेंट, इक्वालिटी, जेंडर नॉर्म्स, रिजेक्शन, एक्सेप्टेंस, फैमिली, कम्युनिटी, एडवोकेसी, प्रोग्रेसिव, लीगलाइजेशन, विडोड राइट्स, स्टिपुलेशन, सैंक्शन, समन्स, सेटलमेंट, स्लैंडर, ट्रेसपास, टेस्टिमनी, ट्रस्टी, टाइटल, टीनेंसी, यूजुरी, अनलॉफुल, अनजस्ट, यूनिलेटरल, अनएनफोर्सिएबल, वेंडलिज्म, वेन्यू, वर्डिक्ट, वैकेट, वैलिडिटी, स्टॉप. सो ये फ्रेजेस भी यहाँ पर कंप्लीट होते हैं. इन फ्रेजेस को अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस करिए. जनरल और लीगल दोनों फ्रेजेस को अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस करिए जिससे आपकी जो इम्प्रूव हो जाए एक्यूरेसी और स्पीड. आज की क्लास यहीं पर एंड होती है. कल जो है हमारी क्लास नहीं होगी, कल संडे है. कल आप लोग अभी तक जितनी भी क्लासेस आपसे छूटी हैं उनको लिख लीजिए, या फिर अगर आपने नहीं छोड़ा है तो फिर आप जो फ्रेजेस हैं उनकी प्रैक्टिस करिए. मैक्स टू मैक्स आपका 1 से 1.5 घंटा जाएगा. उनको अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस कर लीजिए जिससे आपकी प्रैक्टिस जो है वो और इम्प्रूव हो जाए. तो आज इसी के साथ आज की क्लास यहीं पर एंड करते हैं. इसके अलावा कोई भी आपको क्वेरी हो तो आप मुझे पर्सनली टेलीग्राम पर पूछ सकते हो, और इस क्लास में आपको कोई भी चेंजेस चाहिए हो तो उसके लिए कमेंट करके बता दीजिए. तब तक के लिए थैंक यू एवरीवन एंड बाय बाय.